Here we go. I'm going to give you guys a video demonstration on how I bury magnets in my track bed to help uncouple my rolling stock. I do use KD couplers. They seem to have a better uncoupling action. Of course, the metal horn helps out. And away you go. So you are going to need a bit of tools for this. I use some Mono Ultra Dries Clear, Sharpie, knife, needle nose pliers, and these pins I get from Craft Shop. They work good for track work. And then these are the magnets. You can order them cheap off of Amazon, eBay. These are 10 by 5 mil cylinders. And what I'm going to show you is how I judge on what I do and where I locate them. So I want to have a decent uncouple here, leaving a couple cars there, or necessary the locomotive and the car, and then I can uncouple. So I want to be back from the switch right there, and what I want to do is find a middle tie between the couplers and mark it. And then what I do, find a nice paintbrush that fits fairly easy between the ties so we're not going to damage them. And then you just push in the foam. Perks of using foam baseboard. And then you take your one magnet. Grip it in the pliers like that. And then just force it in. Force it in under. You want to make sure you're nice and tight to the bottom of those ties. You don't want to be too far down, because once you put your ballast and everything down, it weakens the magnet a slight bit. And I just put the nozzle against here and give it a little injection. And then these pins. I gotta fish that guy up a bit. There you go, nice and centered in between the ties. I do have a set that I've already done here, and what I have found that I have to end up doubling up the magnets so that there's two on each side, and I reverse the polarity on one side to the other. And I'll actually show you how this one disconnects right now. Once the silicone's dried, and this car has metal wheels and metal axles, so we'll see if it's got any pull. One of the flaws to having magnets in the track is it will pull on some cars over the others. And what's nice is the magnets will hold the knuckles open, and you can actually push your rolling stock back to a set location and then take off. You don't need a magnet there and a magnet there. And that's how it works. And then on these layouts, my layout here, I just mark it with some yellow paint. That's got to get cleaned up a little bit so it's not so on the cleat there. And you can't even tell. You can do it in already made track too. Same process, you just find location, push down, a little less silicone needed. And that's it.